In this video, we will learn how to find equivalent fraction by using times and divide. Let's recap on what is an equivalent fraction. In the previous video, we have learned to use models to find equivalent fraction. Equivalent fractions are fractions that are equal to each other. Meet Mr. Boom and Miss Ants. Together we will learn how to find equivalent fraction by using times and divide. Look at the numerator of the equivalent fraction. Are the numbers getting bigger? Look at the denominator. The numbers are getting bigger too. But is the fraction getting bigger? No, they are equivalent fraction. The fraction have the same value. As we find more and more equivalent fraction, the numbers will get bigger and bigger. But the value of the fraction remains the same. So how can we make the number look smaller? We simplify the fraction. To find equivalent fractions, we use multiply. To simplify fractions, we use divide. With models, we can see that half is equal to 2/4 and is equal to 4/8. Without the models, how do we find the equivalent fractions of a half? We use multiply. We multiply the numerator and the denominator. Let's find the equivalent fractions of a half. This is the numerator and this is the denominator. We multiply the numerator and the denominator by the same number. Let's multiply the numerator by 2. We get the number 2. Let's also multiply the denominator by 2. We get the number 4. To find equivalent fractions, we multiply the numerator and denominator by the same number. After we have multiplied the numerator and denominator by the same number 2, we found the first equivalent fraction, which is 2/4. How do we find the second equivalent fraction? To find the second equivalent fraction, we shall multiply the numerator and multiply the denominator by 3. The numerator is 1, so 1 times 3 is 3. The denominator is 2, so 2 times 3 is 6. We found the second equivalent fraction, and that is 3/6. Can you find what is the third equivalent fraction? Let's pause and think. Have you found the answer? To find equivalent fractions, we multiply the numerator and denominator by the same number. We have found 2/4 by multiplying the numerator and denominator by 2. And we have found 3/6 by multiplying the numerator and denominator by 3. To find the next equivalent fraction, we multiply the numerator by 4. 1 times 4 is 4, so we have to multiply the denominator by the same number. 2 times 4 is 8. Do you realize we can find the third equivalent fraction from the second equivalent fraction? By multiplying the numerator and denominator by 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. We have learned to find equivalent fraction by multiplying the numerator and denominator by the same number. Let's learn how to simplify fractions by using division. Let's simplify 4 out of 8 by dividing the numerator and dividing the denominator by the same number. What number should it be divided by? By a common factor of the numerator and denominator. To find the common factors of numerator 4 and denominator 8, do you know the factors of 4 and factors of 8? Let's recap what are common factors. To find common factors of 4 and 8, first we find the factors of 4, then the factors of 8. To find factors of 4, we use multiplication. 1 times 4 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. So factors of 4 are 1, 2, and 4. Factors of 8. 1 times 8 is 8. 2 times 4 is 8. Can 3 be multiplied by a number to get 8? No. So we continue with 4. 4 times 2 is 8. Factors of 8 are 1, 2, 4, and 8. We have found the factors of 4 and the factors of 8. So the common factors of 4 and 8 are 1, 2, and 4. Now we can divide the numerator 4 and denominator 8 with their common factor. We found that their common factors are 1, 2, and 4. So we can simplify the fraction with these common factors. To simplify fraction, we divide the numerator and denominator by their common factor. To find the simplest form of 4 out of 8, which common factors should we use to divide the fraction? We should divide the numerator and denominator of the fraction by the highest common factor. It's 4. Now we divide the numerator and denominator by the common factor of 4. Numerator 4 divided by 4 is 1. Denominator 8 divided by 4 is 2. We found that 1 out of 2 is the simplest form of 4 out of 8. Let's summarize the new key concepts that we have learned today. We have learned to find equivalent fractions by using times, and we have learned how to simplify fractions by using divide. To find equivalent fractions, we multiply the numerator and denominator by the same number. To simplify fraction, we divide the numerator and denominator by their common factor. Have you learned how to find equivalent fractions by using times and divide?